So yeah, here we are for another day of the Final Fantasy XIV. Today on the docket is story time. We're doing some story things. We're doing the finale for the role quests. So just recently, a couple weeks ago, we were gonna do it last week, but alas, illness. Alas, I was sick. So we're doing it this week instead. But the finale for doing all the role quests, the culmination for doing all the Dawntrail Battle Role Quest has come out, and so we're gonna see how exactly this tale ends with the villainous order, the passage of the Unbound and their leader Apyahi, I believe her name was. So we're gonna be doing that, the all role quest finale for Dawntrail, and then after that, we also have the Nitoakwe custom deliveries, the first of the Dawntrail custom deliveries. I believe we're on the last delivery for that, so we're also going to see the finale for that little quest line. Oh, hey, Nobu. Hello. Welcome. But yeah, that's what's going to be on the docket today. We'll see how long that takes us. I might end up calling it after that, depending on how I'm feeling. But if we get through it in short order and we're trucking along, maybe we'll do something else after that. Who knows? But that is what's going to be the main things on the docket today: the all role quests finale for Dawntrail, and the last custom delivery for Nitoakwe. So yeah, without further ado, let's get out there. So this is the finale, where it starts here. It says picking up the torch. Okay, yeah, and it's with Ral Majun, who works here at Shibalia TA. I wonder does Rukaru have anything new to say? He says, I know you're a busy woman. Rest assured, on this passage of the Unbound, rest assured, once this passage of the Unbound business is dealt with, there'll be a full plate of my finest tacos with your name on them. I believe that's the line that he already says. Okay, in which case, Ral Majun, let's do this. And so we have all of our role quest people, all the people that we journey with the role quest. This last from the healer role quest, physical range role quest, tank role quest, caster role quest, melee role quest. All right. Ramashun has new tidings about an old adversary. Here we are, the culmination role quest for doing all the battle role quests for Dawntrail. Kelvin, so good to see you. I was hoping you would pay us a visit. The Landsguard received word from the various nations you visited in your search for the treasures and requested that we inform you of the latest tidings. They also sent their earnest gratitude for your efforts. Okay, they received word from all the different nations. All right. Also, hey Yuru, hello, welcome. It seems each of the 5 criminals has been brought into custody, although some had to be tracked down after you trounced them. They now await the judgment of the governments they wronged. Oh, all of them have been tracked down. Okay, because there's a couple of them that was a bit up in the air what sort of happened to them. Okay. Mainly, there was the lass that fell off the cliff when they put her to sleep in the tank role quest, and the healer one where they Team Rocket blasting off again. Okay. I thought all was well until I overheard some customers saying that the passage of the Unbound had new leaders. Okay, has Apyahi just recruited more people? I assumed she just recruited any smuck that she felt like, because all of them had very personal goals. Like all of them were clearly, they were just in it for themselves. So she was clearly like using that for some reason. Like she recruited the people like that for a reason. So she recruited more schmucks to do whatever. They haven't succeeded in stealing more artifacts, have they? The shop was so busy that I couldn't find a chance to speak with them before they left. But I felt compelled to report what I heard to the Landsguard. It was a sobering reminder that, as long as their leader, Apyahi, is free, you remember Apyahi from this cutscene, she can rebuild and scheme again. You must have learned about the organization's workings during your search. Do you remember anything that might help us find what she's up to? I know they were all looking to sow chaos and use the artifacts with the Dawntrail seal inside them for ill. So perhaps she wanted to sow discord here in Tuliol. Each of her leaders was carefully selected from different regions. Apyahi orchestrated everything for some greater purpose. Their funds were coming from Virazon. Honestly, it was all a haste. No, but Virazon was in the Caster Role Quest, and I think he was funding them. He was like a silver-spooned little brat. He got a lot of money that was given to him from his father when his father broke ties with him because he was being such a little piece of shit asshole. And he was apparently giving most of his funds to the passage of the Unbound. So this is definitely true. I don't know if these other ones were true. Like, were they carefully selected from different regions? Sort of, I guess. But we don't know anything about Apyahi's greater purpose. So their funds were coming from Virazon. Where are they now? The Landsguard dug out some information that might be related. One of those apprehended said the passage and the Unbound received their funds from a shady mercantile outfit located in Ul'dah. That wouldn't be exact. If Apyahi still has monetary means, it wouldn't take much to recruit new leaders for new schemes. Evil deeds come all too cheap. Uh-huh. It could be like the shady mercantile stuff in Ul'dah, because there was that one Dunes folk Lalafell that was with the Healer Role Quest. Okay. I have an idea. If Apyahi really is recruiting new members, we could feign interest in her cause to get close to her. An infiltration mission. You might be onto something. We even know a woman she's never had the pleasure of meeting. Kelwyn. Because you only saw her in flashbacks, didn't you, Kelwyn? We didn't even, not even Echo Vision flashback. I'm being volunteered. I know we're asking a lot from you, but any information you extract from Apyahi and her cohorts could prevent further incidents. What do you say? Not the craziest shit I've done. I could do that, or desperate times, I suppose. Desperate times, I suppose. We're very grateful. A small warning, however. We know 5 treasures were stolen, but there could be more. Whatever you do, don't treat Apyahi lightly. I suggest finding out what power she has at her disposal and what her goals are before making your move. All right, this is a information reconnaissance mission. Which reminds me, those you aided are most eager to see Apyahi apprehended. We'll tell them you're hot on her tail. For now, why don't you travel to Ul'dah and ask around? Perhaps our Cory has already tried to recruit the disillusioned into her ranks. Specifically from Ul'dah? Did we have anybody from Ul'dah? I guess we didn't. Or Gridania. It was Limsa, like Doma, Ishgard. Alamigo. That was the tank. The tank was Ishgard. Healer was Limsa. Melee was Doma. Physical range was Alamigo. And then the caster was Stavnir, so... we didn't get anything from Gridania or Ul'dah. Alright. Anything else to say, lass? How are things? Oh, just the general thing. By infiltrating her organization, you may be able to uncover her future schemes before they come to fruition, thereby allowing us to prevent further suffering. She says, so long as they are found there, Apyahi remains free. There's a danger she might rebuild and plot again. Alright. Well, to Ul'dah, I guess. Let me see. I actually have a gold saucer ticket. If I use that, it's a free teleport to Ul'dah. Away we go. Where exactly are we going in Ul'dah? Okay, the markets. In which case, let's go here, and then we'll take the nearest Ethernet. There was somebody back here. Yep. All right. Landbird. Hello, dude. Shifty-eye blokes. More shifty than usual, you mean? Well, just so happens a strange man tried to strike up conversation with me not too long ago. Said he liked how eagerly I gave those bastards in the brass blades a piece of my mind. He invited me to gather a gathering of people who sought true freedom, as he put it. I didn't like the smell of it, hence you find me here. Smart man. All it took was a bit of complaining to catch the interest of that old man. And, while I appreciate a sympathetic ear, something about him made me certain I'd regret going to this gathering of his. Smart man. Alright. Someone's stirring up shit. Sounds like the passage of the Unbound. Bitches. Villains who wish to topple the nations of the world. I'm afraid I haven't heard of such a group, but there are no shortage of complaints about the Sultanate. Most common are gripes about market fees. Do the merchants tell it? Every one of them is a single bad bargain away from an empty coin purse. I can't say they'd go so far as treason, though. Such an organization does exist, and their leaders must bear a deep grudge indeed. Yeah. Most of them were self-serving pieces of shit. Perturbed woman. I don't know the name Apyahi, but I do know of a strange man. Each day he stands aloof, staring at passers-by with these dead eyes. Last I saw him, he was near the market board. Oh, makes my stomach churn just to imagine he might still be there. Gives me the creeps. Seems a suspicious man has been recruiting disgruntled citizens for unknown purposes. Perhaps you can get his attention by showing how angry you are near the market boards. Okay. I'm sure he's still at the market boards now, scaring people away with that unsettling gaze. Oh man, I'm so disgruntled. Wow. What a disgruntled citizen am I. Shakes head, sigh, angry eyebrows. Oh, woe is me, making a living in Ul'dah as what could clearly be an adventurer. Hey, you there. Mind letting me bend your ear? Why, sir, did you hear my loud, upset sighing? I sense in you a kindred spirit. One who's tired of being trampled on by the high and mighty. I think there's a place for you in our organization. The Passage of the Unbound. Maybe you heard of us. Alright, he is a recruiter for them. You might have heard tell of mysterious artifacts being used to incite unrest across the world. You know, crazy shenanigans like trying to poison a water supply or rocks falling out of the sky and some uppity asshole trying to declare himself the king of Razathan. Or like something impersonating a lot of people. And like other shit like that. That was our doing. The oppressed finally striking back at the oppressors. Some asshole that claimed himself impervious that tried to lead an uprising up on the Alamigo City. The oppressed finally striking back at the oppressors. Really? Was that what that was? News to me. Most of it was self-serving shit, and one of them was actively trying to poison a water supply that feeds everybody. Real striking back at the oppressors there, dude. Finally striking back at the oppressors to win back the freedom they took from us. Uh-huh. But we need to aim even higher. And for that, we need more good men and women to lead us. Women like you. Yeah, dude, I'm so disgruntled. Just tell me the way. Down with the oppressors, or as long as I get my own artifact, I'm in. Both of these would be accurate for how the other leaders treated themselves. Or like they were mostly in it for themselves. I know, man, as long as I get my own artifact, I'm in. Power, you say? Yeah, man. All time in. I like your gusto. Mayhap you have what it takes. Mayhap you don't. Either way, you'll have to pass the audition first. You want a seat at the table? Prove you're worth our while. One of our own is standing by at the gold court. Show him this handbill and he'll lead you to where you need to go. That's right, we're taking you to a secondary location. Oh no. Never let him take you to a secondary location. Alright, oh well. To the gold court then. Oh, like right over this way, okay. Wait a second. Went too far. This is the way. I was like, wait a second, we don't have to zone transition. Unbound agent. Hey dude, what's up? What do you want? Audition handbill. A handbill written in a simple font which reads, "Are you frustrated with your lot in life? Tired of feeling the boot ever on your neck? Then join us and win back your freedom. We invite both seasoned villains and fledgling reprobates to attend our audition." Seasoned villains and fledgling reprobates. I hear we're auditioning to be villains. So you should lead others upon the passage, eh? The passage. You're welcome to try. But fair warning, this may be the hardest trial you've ever had to endure. I'm sure it really will be the hardest trial I've ever had to endure. Are your loins properly girded? My loins are always properly girded. That enthusiasm will take you far. Now then, follow me. We're tough as bricks here in the organization. The trial you're about to face, I'm sure, will be grueling. The audition will be held in this room. Even those with the blackest hearts have balked at what we put our potential leaders through. So I'll be listening to your progress with great interest. Due to some of the leaders that we fought against to pass this test, I'm sure it'll be nothing. Because some of those guys were absolute pansies. Specifically the Thavnir guy. Hello, I am coming in. Oh, okay, gruff voice. Enter. Who the frickety frack frack? Can you hear it? The cry of a child too young to know fear. Okay, dude. Can you see it? A black bird in flight, its wings straining the azure skies. Sorry, staining the azure skies. Can you feel it? The shape of the world as it should be, molded by hands free of fetters. Wow, okay, alright. Passage to a new morrow lies before you. The passage of the unbound. Wow, it's a Piahi art in the background. Ahem. And with that, let us begin the audition for our new round of leaders. May the selection committee please take their seats. Am I the only one here? Were you guys just waiting on somebody to walk through the door to do this? Why does this guy have a kebab? Yeah, he's just eating. I was told there was gonna be free food. She got a portrait made. You look disappointed somehow. I don't know, I thought your illustrious leader would be here, guys. I mean, like, I heard you're led by, Viera. Just a tone up, but whatever. I understand. You expected to meet our founder. My apologies, but you'll need to prove yourself ere you are granted such an audience. Now, tell us your name. Kelwin, do we have an alias? Say your true name. Refuse to answer. We can't say our true name. We're known as a hero in the realm. Refuse to answer. I don't give names. Well done. The passage of the unbound works in the shadows, and our true names must remain hidden until their revelation can have the most dramatic impact. The most dramatic impact is needed, though. We're all about drama here. On to the next question. Why do you wish to join us? I want to change the world. I was impressed by your previous leaders, or my friend joined up, so I thought, why not? Peer pressure. Man, I want to change the world. They don't need to know how. Not really impressed by their previous leaders. extended okay, all right, yeah. We were impassioned there. If you truly desire that, you would have done something noteworthy by now. We'd be advised to recommend a novice for a position of leadership. You don't know me, bitch. Enough about your ambitions. What can you do? What can't I do, honestly? I can take on anyone or anything in a fight, or no one can craft and gather like me. It's true, I can't do that. Or I'm a devil at Tobin Mashong. Most of the leaders that we met were pompous assholes. They would probably say something like this, and it's true. I can't take on anything in a fight. There's barely anything that I've met that that can match me. Barely anything. Maybe a handful of stuff, like Xenos. I can fight. Anyone can fight. You do know we're trying to topple nations here, don't you? We don't need someone with muscles. We need someone who can grasp the reins of leadership and lead us to victory. Okay, dude. I don't think you understand the scale upon which I can fight. I don't think you understand the scale. We could bring this thing to its knees if we wanted to.
That's enough questions for now, methinks. Let's see if this one has the guts to...
Oh, wait, hold on. I think we even...
That's enough questions for now, methinks. Let's see if this one has the guts to stand against an entire nation.
Who the fuck? The fuck?
This traitorous cur sold us out to our enemies. Chop off his head for us, will ya?
Bitch, I do not know this man. With a knife? Like a regular knife? Oh, what's wrong? Having second thoughts? Yeah, I'm having second thoughts about not just like being done with this shit and stabbing y'all fucks. Like, I could refuse the order, but what if I just take the weapon? If I take the weapon, I don't have to go through with it. I can just have the weapon in my hand. Listen, 90% of the leaders that were actually leaders of the Passage of the Unbound wouldn't have the fucking guts to actually do this. Nah, fuck off, bitches. I don't take orders from you fucks. So you saw through our little rules. How insightful. Yeah, that guy didn't really seem like somebody that was struggling for his life either. Like, oh no, don't kill me. Like, look at him. You played the traitor most convincingly, my boy. And now you may leave. His hands aren't even tied. Good as long as I'm getting paid, you know. Alright, bye. Let's see. Oh yes, your final task. Strike a pose that captures your essence. Cool. You know what? We're so dramatic. You need a good villainous pose. Really sell us on your villain pose, eh? Capture beauty. Capture his strength. Do a little dance. Sing a little song. Get down tonight. Capture. Behold my strength. That's what I've been selling people on, man. The Hildebrand dude, look at this shit. Oh my, such confidence, such grace, they quite literally emanate from you. I believe we're ready to make our decision. We truly are singular among the other applicants. We can confidently say you've passed the first audition. There's more? Even hard-boiled Shalto feet. Oh, that was the bitch that was involved in the physical range, the one that was in Alamigo. It was just like, we have to take it to the freaking oppressors, but he was just stealing from people, and he wanted to be the oppressor. He wanted all power, that's all he wanted. Even our bullish Chateau Fiend nearly cracked under the pressure of our inquiries. But you remain composed throughout. Congratulations on your impressive feat. Yeah, see, I told you all of this wouldn't be that tough, because most of the passages about guys were pansies. So I'm like, it can't be that hard. Our agent awaits to guide you on your next step. All right, bye, you dumb bitches. Who are these guys? What are they paying you? Oh, you get to stay in the room. Wow, okay. Oh my god, look at all the stuff he has. Quite the selection this time, eh? Look at him, he's got curry, kebabs, meats, potato chips, buns, cookies, ramen. Look at this. Look at this little thing. You can see it's supposed to be like the different ice cream flavors, but it's clearly just also like a flat texture. Wow. All right. Oh my god, he's got a little staircase up to his seat. If you feel you've pulled the wool over our eyes, good. That just shows your capacity for villainy. Be proud of it. I can see in your eyes that you've been through more than I can imagine. Hold on to your anger and use it to bring the tyrannical rulers down to earth. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm bringing the tyrannical rulers down to earth. You fucks. What was that? Don't worry about it. At the Hall of the Unbound, you'll be enabled third turn. Well, there they are. Bye, freaks. All right, dude. You thought we'd welcome you into the fold after a single audition. I'll have you know our standards are higher than that, are they? News to me. By the way, if you had failed back there, I'd be guiding you to combat training right now. Can never have too much fodder for the cause, after all. Not many have been where you're going. But don't celebrate just yet. The hardest part is still to come. Oh boy. The Unbound agent is ready to share your next destination. You must endure one final test, and seeing as how important it is, our founder will be conducting it herself. Oh boy. She was here a moment ago, but something compelled her to leave for the Sagoli Desert. Always has she followed the slightest whim. We don't understand her. Show some initiative and find her among those massive dunes. Don't be intimidated. If you're truly meant to lead us, fate arranged this meeting long ago. I don't know why she went to the Saguli Desert. Who knows? But such is the way with her. If you were to undertake the test, you must seek her out. Okay. Let's see. Out this way towards southern Thanalan then. As we're flying out there, let me take a sip of water. Stay hydrated, everybody. Stay hydrated. Actually, isn't this Angoli? And we'll fly out there. It's not that long of a flight. Like, we're already halfway there anyway. Alright, here we are. Surveying, surveying, surveying. Oh, there she is. The little fungal minion. What the fuck is that? We saw that in the preview as well, and I was also just like, what the fuck is that? Remember, this is a reconnaissance mission. Up, okay, alright. Is that one of the artifacts? It looks very, not really, like, very plain compared to the other ones. She's summoning a beastie. Oh, she can control the beastie. Stomp. Shake. It can okay, alright, wow, okay. Spin. There's like a beast tamer thing. Now come. Okay, alright. There they go. Good boy, good boy. Is that what the little mushroom guy is? It works as well as I remembered. No beast is too great for the artifact's influence. Okay. So it has the ability to control beasties. Okay, okay. Hey yo, what up? What a powerful artifact do you wield? Could this be what I'm expected to be able to wield that power if I join the Passage of the Unbound? What are you doing here? Do you fancy strolls amongst nondescript sand dunes? I was told you were out here. Or is this not a chance encounter? I was told you'd be out this way. I'm a candidate. Don't worry about me. Is that so? My underlings see potential in you. Ah. Well then, she giving us the once over, I guess. Well then, let us proceed straight to introductions. Kelvin, you better have a fake name on hand. Remember my name. Oh, this is where the post comes from. Apiahi. She does have a flair for the dramatic. Is this where we do our pose back? Kelvin, remember your dramatic pose? Dramatic pose back. If you wish to be one of my chosen leaders, there is but one requirement. Boundless charisma. Really? I guess they were all of the leaders were wacky, zany in their own way. I wouldn't necessarily say boundless charisma, but okay. They were definitely unique. Extraordinary strength and unparalleled intellect mean nothing if you lack charm. The only one that I have to say maybe didn't have that sort of charisma was the ninja guy from the Doma one, but no one will follow a boar. Yet when spoken with the right tenor, even wicked words can resonate with small folk and rouse them to action. Yeah, some of the guys were using some people for their own ends, like the guy from Alamigo. But most of them didn't actually have any followers, I don't think. Though some of them tried to, like the Thavnir guy tried to get followers, and some people believed that he was the actual hero he was trying to pretend to be. It's like, oh yeah, he saved me. He didn't. He was actually the one that made the danger in the first place so he could save people from it. But eventually in time, their actions were laid bare for being, you know, like the self-serving villains that they were. I think the Ishgard Lass also had some minions. Probably people discontented with Ishgard in general. Or I think they were former convicts or something. Anyway. They'll gladly throw themselves into the thick of battle for a cause they believe in. Our cause. You need to be able to have some charisma so that you can gain fodder, minions, that you can just toss at people. I did well in forming my first cadre of leaders. Did you? Their absolute devotion to indulging their own desires moved even me to tears. That's true, all of them did do that. For all their faults, I still wholeheartedly believe they were worthy of wielding the artifacts. Make me believe the same about you, and I shall gladly take you under my wing. Sierra's face into the sunset. Alright, hold on. Let me dismiss my chocobo real quick. Alright. Also, who is your little friend, eh? Who's your little friend up yahi? So what an interesting staff she has. Alright. Well, now's your chance to impress me. Tell me, what do you wish to gain by overthrowing the nations of the world? Power? Power, fame, wealth, ... Dude, this actually reminds me of the question of why do you want to be an adventurer that comes up I think either at the beginning of the game, or I think it's at the beginning of the game when you're in your carriage ride. It was these exact same stuff, I think. Let's go with ... because I think that's how I answered it before. I have my reasons. Listen well. Many a dream has died in silence. If you wish to see your desires realized, you must be bold in expressing them. As for me, I only want one thing. Freedom. Okay. And, you know, like, and the laws of the land are stopping me, is what you're saying? I want to be able to freaking cause trouble for everybody whenever I want. And I'm being stopped from doing that. How dare they? My village prospered made nature unrestrained, while those in it were bound by rules of society. Our rules were determined at birth. Some would hunt, some would weave, but none were allowed to follow their hearts. Okay, sounds like, you know, you have a little bit of a problem with the way your village or whatever worked. Then, like, either leave, which is clearly what you did, or, like, change your village. I don't know. I'm sure other people were dissatisfied and wanted to follow their hearts, too. I don't know about creating and leading a villainous organization. I'm not sure how you got from point A to point B. Obedience meant a life without hardship, yes. But I couldn't suffer the tasks I was burdened with. Okay. This feels like maybe if somebody early on lent a hand to this lass or anything, things could turn out differently for her. So in defiance of those stifling customs, I went in the forest to hunt and returned to my village with a prey mightier than any that had been caught before. For this, I was rewarded with exile. Okay, a Pyaki backstory, alright, sure. Yet my banishment was a blessing in disguise, for it helped me realize I could survive. I could thrive, unbound by rules. Seems like you've maybe taken this to an extreme, Les. I also understood that many like-minded souls yet suffered under the subjugation of state. The rules that my village followed were kind of a bit bullshit, so all rules, therefore, must be kind of a bit bullshit, and so we'll just bring down all societies. I resolved to become an example they could follow, to build the passage that would guide them to freedom. Dude, lass, it sounds like maybe you should just make your own village where the only rule is freedom, whatever. You can all go off and do your own dumbassery shit. Why you gotta stick your nose into other people's business, eh? But enough about myself. There's something I wish to see. Follow me, but be wary of beasts that infest these sands. And we're being led to another secondary location. Oh, okay. She's tamed lizards. With her artifact, probably. As I said, beasts abound in these parts. I could kill them myself, but this presents an opportunity. Let us commence the practical exam. Defeat these creatures by whatever means at your disposal. Me? What? Okay. Alright, chumps, last chance to run. I think most of the people that she allied with would have like died to three drakes. Like, okay. That was a fine show of strength. Fine enough to impress the meek into following you, I dare say. Very good. Now follow me. You're not far now.
Okay.
She's gonna try to shank me in the middle of the desert, man. What are we looking at? The zombie lad? Here we are. Question mark? I've heard the stars are breathtaking from this vantage. Fog glass, sorry. The weather curse. In Ul'dah, they would charge you to view the sky from a place like this, as if there weren't enough hands grasping at our coin purses. Yeah, Ul'dah is very fucked up. I don't disagree. In fact, I think Ul'dah here was one of the locations to see the stars for the Astrologian questline. Or not, I mean Southern Thanland here specifically. I don't think out in the desert, but there was definitely one in Southern Thanland here. Probably the Destroyer constellation. Ralger. The heaven of lightning. Let us wait a while and see if the stories are true. To see the night sky? Okay, sure. Let's wait for the weather to clear. There we go. Ah, thank God. Predetermined cutscene. Oh, they're bringing out this music. Indeed. It's every bit as beautiful as they say. It was a worthwhile trek, wouldn't you agree? Sure. Not the first time I've seen this night sky. The light from those stars traveled all the way from the edge of the firmament, obstructed by nothing on its journey. I'm sure there's lots of things that could potentially obstruct it on its journey. Free. Okay. I believe people have the same capacity. Each of us stars onto ourselves, the light of our lives, illuminating the farthest reaches of the heavens. I mean, she's not wrong. For what are we but shepherd to the stars in the dark? But she's going about it in a really weird way. And so we have to be free to shine in whatever way we want, even if that means we fuck people over. Ah, yes. You've passed, by the way. Truly? Wow. I knew I wanted you with me after our first meeting. Friends and allies gravitate toward you, don't they? I can tell. It's true. Souls are drawn to us. As Heidelin said. And so, to honor your induction into my inner circle, I shall award you with an artifact of power unequaled. Oh, already? Already I get an artifact of power? I don't have to go personally rob it from some unsuspecting village and trick them into allowing me to have the artifact? Okay. I still can't believe the jig is up. Is what I would like to say. Unfortunately, my stock of magical objects has been much depleted as of late. Oh, okay, never mind, guys. We're not taking a village's sacred relic. Ah. Disappointment. Are you truly so crestfallen? I suppose I cannot fault you for staying true to your ambitions. Listen, lass, I was promised a relic of great power upon joining with this organization. I could pursue my own 100% villainous goals on my own. Maybe, but you know, I was promised power by joining up with you guys. The artifacts wielded by the previous cadre were purloined from across the continent of Tyrol, where they were enshrined as objects of great power. Alas, we had greater need of them.
I don't think you did.
But okay. We were going to use them for our ends. Mine, however, came into my possession long before that. Okay, you found it or what? Yeah, what happened? Oh, we're getting the tail. Oh dear, okay, alright. Oh hey! It's the Tender Valley Canyon. After I was exiled, I traveled the world to seek a place that was truly free. Disillusioned by every nation I set foot in, I eventually crossed the ocean to Tyrol. Oh, interesting. So she's not Shitona. I thought with a name like Piahi she was Shitona. So she's not. She was originally a Viera. Okay, alright, okay. From like, I guess the Golmore Jungle or the Skate Mountain Range. Okay. In the remote outskirts of Shakdral, I came across ancient and forgotten ruins, and within, I encountered the spirit of a Yakui who called himself the Wise One. Oh, okay. The spirit of a Yakui? I asked the Wise One where I might find freedom, and he told me this story. Okay, interesting, okay. Dramatically wise voice in her recounting, I guess. When I yet lived, my people ventured into Shakdral. But before we could settle here, a terrible sickness struck, and one by one, many lost their lives. He has the artifact here. I sought a way to conquer this affliction, crafting an instrument that could harness the powers of mighty beasts. Thus was the first treasure created. Care to elaborate on that method? Just an instrument to harness the power of mighty beasts. Alas, I was too late to save my brethren, yet I knew I could save others from our fate. And so I traveled across the land, bestowing the treasures upon struggling tribes. Okay, so that's how the artifacts made their way to different peoples, and he gained the power of different Thrall along the way? Ham-fistedly heroic voice. Hers? I wish to create a place where people, bereft of a home, can live as they wish. Such a treasure could help me realize this dream. Is what I totally said and sounded like. She's bullshitting you, dude. Your conviction is plain to see that is true. 5 treasures have I bequeathed, but there is one which remains sealed away. Oh, so there aren't other artifacts. It was only these 5?
But there is one which remains sealed away. The power is far too dangerous. My conviction means I can wield it responsibly. I beg you, bestow the treasure onto me. Believe me, totes 100%. My words must have swayed him, because the spirit's final act was to honor me with the relic before disappearing.
Wow, Passage of the Unbound fuckers really betraying everybody's trust, including that of ancient Yakui spirits.
I will use the power entrusted to me to shatter the rules that stifle us. That is why I created the Passage of the Unbound.
Solemn nod.
And now you are one of its leaders. Stand by my side, and together we shall release the people of the world. The people of the world from their chains.
All right, freedom.
Oh boy.
And by release the people of the world from their chains, I mean, I don't know, bring all of society collapsing to the ground. Listen, lass, I'm gonna tell you something. All society collapses, you know, that's no buenos. You know? It's no buenos. Let me tell you about the 8th Umbral Calamity. It was not a good time. Apparently, in the future of where that 8th Umbral Calamity happened, society collapsed, not a good time, too much conflict, alright? Listen. Rules of society exist for a reason. Your village, man, it sounds like they had rules that were kind of fucked up that weren't really maybe helping anybody. And maybe those rules should have changed. Certainly, there are lots of rules that can change, but a lot of them were put in place for a reason, to help protect people, to help make sure assholes don't cut corners, to make sure assholes aren't just allowed to be assholes free willy-nilly. Like, for example, in Cheloni, we learned a while back that there was just during the Great Cheloni God damn it. Ceruleum Rush. There we go. I was trying to remember the ceruleum. The Great Cheloni Ceruleum Rush. Apparently there was a bunch of assholes that were apparently practically enslaving kids. We learned that. That was the kind of the story of the bandits that we met in Kozumauka, that we learned the Pele reputation. And because they were allowed to just do whatever the fuck they wanted, they were exploiting people. And that was no buenos. So now there's rules in place where they can't do that. You see where they're coming from with this. Anyway. If a lot of rules are in place to protect people. Maybe not all of them are. And some of those rules could be changed. Like some of the rules in your village weren't really made to protect people. Maybe they were just there to ensure order in the past, but maybe aren't needed anymore. Maybe your people could find a different way. Maybe they were there to ensure safety in the past, but that is no longer reality that exists, and therefore they can spread their wings in different ways. No, man. But whatever's good, you know what? Chill. You need to learn to chillax. Oh, she's posing again. Okay. Up to the moon. And thus went our meeting under the stars. A heart to heart, if you will. Okay.
I did not initially intend to spend so much time in these wastes. Do ensure you master that pose I showed you. Although I've only recently invented it, I expect every member to be capable of striking it at a moment's notice. That's right, I'm getting uniforms and I want us all to strike the same pose. With that, I cordially welcome you to the passage of the unbound. Pose of the unbound, alright. There's the emote. Hold on, Laz. Here we are. It's so lame. Ah. Behold. All right. Okay. Well, enforcing freedom. Enforcing freedom. You're being forcefully freed, motherfuckers. You can sense a plot forming behind Apiahi's mischievous eyes. Now that the night sky has energized us, it is time to take action. Our goal is no less than to see every nation of the world crumble. Yet we must start somewhere. I was struck by how much had changed during my most recent visit to Thrall, when I gathered the first group of my chosen leaders. At the time I encountered the Wise One, no ruler had united the continent under one banner. Uncertainty was in the air, but so was the scent of freedom. Really? I'm pretty sure, I mean, I guess the Yokui must have recently retreated, because I wouldn't say that if the Yokui had retreated, then many people were probably free, but most of them were in conflict with one another. So yeah, the scent of uncertainty was in the air because there was conflict. Okay. So she must have visited over 80 years ago. I guess the Viera do live a long time, but... Okay. I never seen a place quite like it. So much did it intrigue me, in fact, that I had adopted a Shatona name for myself. Okay, there we go. That's why she has a Shatona sounding name. Ah, I see. I guess that makes sense. Viera, like, sometimes adopts city names and stuff like that when they leave their home. Yet now that same freedom that I found so appealing is bound by the restrictions of state. And each day that passes, those binds grow tighter. Oh no. Organization? How dare. That is why our first course of action shall be to return Thrall to what it once was, to liberate it from the tyranny of Tuliolo. Oh no, the centralizing force of Tuliolo? How dare they? Well, my previous leaders were avatars of self-indulgence. They never quite grasped the concept of overthrowing nations. It falls to us to set a precedent for future leaders to follow. It's true. Most of them didn't really want to overthrow nations, except for, I guess, like, yeah, most of them were just after shit for their own goals. The one guy actually didn't want to tear anything down. He wanted to rule Razadhan. He wanted to be the new law. Same thing with the guy from Alamigo, honestly. Go to Tyrol and get the lay of the land. Venture to Husatawi in Shaloni and rendezvous with my enforcers, the local tavern. You may await further orders there. Sounds more like I'm the friggin' vice captain of the squad here. Like lieutenant. Alright. Apiahi's scheme has been laid bare. You should bring this information to Ral Majun and Tuliolo. I can't believe she didn't see through us, man. She's just like, I fully trust you 100% evil villainous. Unless she's been lying to us. And now I will lay my heart on the table.
and I believe you also want power and ambition and stuff like that. Join with me. All right, well, let's go then. Report back to Ral Majun. While we're teleporting, let me also take a sip of water real quick. Stay hydrated, everybody. Stay hydrated. All right. Parkour. Here we are. Back at Chevalier of Tie. All right, we have an idea of what she's planning and what power she wields. Ish. She could have been lying about the powers of her artifact, and the power of her artifact could have greater scope, but you know, eh.
Kelvin, you are returned. Were you able to track down Apyahi?
Yeah, I'm like one of her lieutenants now.
I see. Her methods for testing the mettle of her would-be leaders are as unique as the candidates themselves.
Yeah, it was really weird. We had to go through a council. They tried to get me to behead a guy. It was actually kind of crazy. But they were lying about it, so... Because they're all pansies, honestly. Of course they wouldn't.
Yet learning that their next target is Tuliolol only makes this sinking feeling in my stomach worse.
What's happening?
This revelation doesn't come as a complete surprise, you see. We've heard whispers of a plot against the city and have been aiding the Landsguard with investigating leads.
Oh, you were broad. Some familiar faces showed up to lend a hand. Oh, is it the role quest queue? Oh, speak of the withdrawal. Yo, it's the role quest crew. With the glasses. Not all of these guys were fighters. Specifically, Satulja, I believe her name was, here isn't a fighter at all. But all right, they've all come to see the last of the passage of the Inbound dealt with. When Brukevu sent word you meant to pursue Apyahi, we were eager to join the hunt. Yet, right as we were arranging to ship to cross the ocean, we spied a suspicious group disembarking at the port. But they were going to meet us in Uldai, I guess. And decided we might better aid you by tracking their movements. Yeah, good job, my friend.
They claimed to be looking for work and obtained permission to travel to Shaloni. Yet upon arriving, they went to work of a different sort, asking anyone they could find about Tuliolal and the inner workings of its government and defenses.
And defenses, okay.
When not bothering the people of Shaloni, they loaf about in Husatawi. The master of the tavern there said the group spend long hours talking to other patrons, rarely ordering a thing and going on about some plan.
Rarely ordering a thing, going on about some plan. That sounds like Passage of the Unbound, not ordering anything at a restaurant. How dare they? Clearly they are the enforcers Apyahi mentioned. We need to find out what they're planning and how Apyahi's treasure fits into the picture. Then we can figure out how to stop them.
Let's split up. If these enforcers are as talkative as they seem, I'm sure it would be hard. I'm sure it won't be hard to eavesdrop.
Let me help too. I have an idea that might make things easier. But it requires Kelvin to aid us. I hope you can oblige.
Sure, man. Leave it to me, Just Pat.
Then it's settled. Noshkana, Tepeki, and I will work to uncover the nature of Piahi's treasure.
Tepeki, Ushkana, and Tetoawa, okay?
These link pearls should make it easier to communicate. I bought them from a foreign sailor. I knew they'd come in handy sooner rather than later.
All right, we're all a link pearl contact.
All right. Once we've discovered something, we'll meet you at the Aetheryte Plaza in Husatawe.
All right, squad, roll out. We're staying with Quiki and Situlja.
Now then, follow me and I'll tell you about this idea of mine.
Ramajun with the waves.
Thank goodness you uncovered that Piahi's plot to attack Tuliolo. If only we had more definite details, we might better prepare.
All right, onward we go. Where are we going? Okay, right out here.
Situlja?
What clever plan does she have in store?
Something that will make our job a lot easier. The Dreamweave Cocoon. The village elder understood how much it means to me to bring the Unbound to justice for the crimes, and entrusted me to do so once and for all.
Okay, so the Dreamweave Cocoon, that was the one that we were retrieving with her, which allows us to transform into anybody or any creature that we've encountered before, I think. And have its abilities as well.
You met this Piahi in the flesh, yes? That means you can use the cocoon to imitate her.
Oh, okay.
It can do that. Why, I was ready to use stealth and deception, but this will make getting the information we need much easier.
I think exactly. But we'll be all for nothing if a Piahi reaches them before we do. So let's make our way to Husatawi at once.
Not that we aren't. She said, I was going to use stealth and deception. That is basically what we're doing. Deception. All right, out to Shalawani we go. To Shaloni. These guys are just a bunch of shit stir layabouts. Up, being on the balcony here. Situlja?
You probably don't even need the treasure to fool Apiahi's underlings. I've seen firsthand how skilled you are at the honored skies.
We did dress in a different outfit, but it wasn't that much of a disguise, Situlja, but thank you. It's part of her thing.
I took a peek inside and saw a few rough-looking types who didn't sound Tarale gathered around one of the tables. Doubtless they're our targets. There's no one fitting Piahi's description, so she probably hasn't arrived yet. This is our chance.
We can hear everything from out here. They're loud as fuck. So we'll keep watch in case Piahi makes an appearance. If she does, we'll call you on Link Pro.
All right, Kelvin, take the Dreamweave Cocoon on hand, and in your mind's eye, envision that wicked woman.
Okay. This is how this works. You'll be transfigured into a Pyahi. You must remain transfigured in order to progress the quest objectives. You will return to your transfigured status if you move to from your status if you move to our way. Okay.
We'll stand lookout here so you can focus on doing your best impression of a villain.
All right, there we go. We're a Pyahi. Ahem. I wonder if they're gonna make us do it. Hey, minions.
What's happening?
Oh, boss. Wait, you told us not to trust anyone, even yourself. If you are who I think you are, then do the pose.
They're gonna make us do the pose.
We all got sore arms from practicing it so much. Don't worry, you mean this one that I totally 100 that we know, whatever? You mean this one, minion? Of course I know it. I taught you it. No one but you could strike a pose half as inspiring. We've been waiting, boss. Who the fuck is this drunkard just walking towards the balcony? We're doing a lot of deceiving in this quest.
Now that you're here, that means it's time to mobilize, right?
Have you done what I asked? Or you remember what the plan is, right? We do know that they were doing something, so we'll start with, have you done what I asked?
I think we have it memorized. Still, it couldn't hurt to review what you told us. We'll launch our attack from the gates of Tuliolol.
Cerulean barrels will blow it to bits in a fantastic explosion.
These guys. And Elleret's concoction will give us the strength to crush the Landsguard like ants.
Oh, interesting. Elleret's concoction. Elleret was the person from the Healer role quest, the villain. She made a concoction? Oh no, dude, I wouldn't trust anything she made. Because she liked to play pranks on people. Wow.
A simple plan for simple villains, don't you think? Keep pressing them for information, Calvin.
Alright, nod. And what is my role in the attack? And how will my artifact aid you? The first one's too obviously like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So we'll go, and how will my artifact aid you, guys? Don't you remember my artifact is supposed to be part of the plan? Be a little bit, where's the drama, guys? How will I dramatically help you? Why, raising my hand, and guys, and? Why are we raising our hand? Oh, dude, this is a classic Pyahi move, though. Raising our hand and accidentally calling over a waiter. Oh, did you want? Are you ordering? What will we be having? Remember, we're villains. Your finest libations to lift spirits. Excuse me, we're in the middle of something. Is exactly what she said before. Oh my god, that's just like the boss.
Yeah, mind your business. We'll be moving along, so stop trying to bleed us for every coin we have.
Oh shit. Cullen, we see the real Apiahi approaching the abandoned ship. Of course she's got the mushroom minion. We have to buy time.
Keep the henchmen talking.
Okay. Oh, they're just gonna run up in front of her. Okay. You there, excuse me, I wouldn't go in there. The drinks are more water than spirit. Yeah, guys, you're dissatisfied customers.
Oh, God. Is that so? Well, good thing I'm not thirsty. No, the food. There's no food either. They've sold every last dish.
Dude, she ain't interested in ordering shit, man.
Oh boy. What? And they have the gall to remain open? Burn it.
Like, where are we going with this, guys?
Greed run amok indeed. Luckily, I wasn't planning on ordering anything. I'd rather die than become a paying customer.
That's right, which is why we knew exactly how she react.
Me actually patronize a place that I intend to enter and talk to people? Never happening. I'd rather die than be a paying customer.
Have you no shame? Have you no shame?
No shame at all.
All right, we're trying to get the last little bit of information we can before we blow this pop stand.
There was something else I didn't think there was.
You were supposed to shore up our numbers, right? You said that artifact of yours would give us an army. Well, did it?
Oh, okay. Kelwyn, get out of there. She's coming in.
Hold on, fellows. I need to go. I'll be right back. We're so suspicious, dude. It's crazy. Uh-oh. A drunkard by the doorway. We can't take the stairs, Kelwyn. Are you mad? That's where she's coming up. Oh, no. Like 2 ships in the night. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, no. We changed back because we were supposed to meet her here.
Oh, you're already here. You move quickly.
What can I say? I'm the best. God, help us, man.
Ugh, man. I don't like quests where we have to deceive people.
Yo.
Well, that means we can get started all the sooner. Once Tuliolal succumbs to our wrath, together we shall celebrate the return of true liberty to Tyrol. Now see to your preparations, then join us upstairs. We strike when I give the order.
Okay. As long as I get my artifact. I have my own goals, lady.
React the villain.
Oh boy. Okay. Lucky Cohen's cool under pressure. Honestly, we could just leapt over the drunkard, but you know, whatever.
She's even more devious than I imagined. I can scarcely wait to see her in shackles, but I know a hasty misstep can quickly lead to ruin.
Truly, from all we've spoken to her, shackles will be the worst fate for her, but you know, gotta do what we gotta do.
That was close. I don't know what would have happened if we were found out. We couldn't hear what you were saying while we were trying to distract a Piahi. Did you get anything we can use?
Yeah, so they're gonna blow open the gates to Tuliyola with ceruleum, and then I'm pretty sure Piahi's gonna summon an army of beasties.
That's great. Tentoala and the others have just arrived themselves. Let's go meet them.
Oh boy. All right, here's the squad. Let's see. Queeky?
The Kakuna safe with me. I wonder how their search went.
Okay. I heard you transformed. Oh, no, wait, no, wrong accent. I heard you transformed into a Piahi herself. The very powers of the treasures never cease to amaze. Never cease to amaze. That's gonna go with the wrong accent. While we are somewhat unfamiliar with the world outside Shaktoral, we were able to gather some information which should be of use. Were each of these guys from Shaktoral? I remember, yeah, this lass lives in an area that's rife with poisons. This guy's definitely from the northern, the colder area of Shaktoral. I forget about Tepeke. But she had the artifact that was sealed away because it was like supposedly like they didn't know a lot about the artifact and its powers. All right.
I heard you ran into a Piahi at the tavern. Tell us everything that happened.
Yeah, so they're planning on busting down the thing with ceruleum and then maybe probably a beast army.
I see. Her plan is to strike at Tuliyola from the Shinoni side. Then we can focus our defenses there. You said her minions spoke of an army being summoned by her treasure. That matches with a story we heard. It was told to us by one of the Vipers. We hope their expertise in tracking deadly beasts such as the Trovidral, the very sources of our treasure's powers, may provide insight on the capabilities of hers.
Spoke to one of the Vipers, okay.
Apparently, they received reports that creatures across Tyrol were falling under the thrall of a Shatona woman. Even the most feral of beasts obeyed her like a docile lamb.
A flashback to just a little bit ago when she tamed the sandworm. For no reason. Why did she tame that sandworm? I don't know. Because she hadn't used it in a while, I guess, because she's just like, yep, it still works like usual. I saw how Piahi command a massive worm, or the treasure must give her that power. It seems likely, but who knows? She could have just summoned it with the artifact, because that's when it did the glowy shit. I saw Piahi command a massive worm. That was for sure what she did. Even made it spin and shit.
Well, we now know that what our enemy is capable of. I've heard that some animals hunt by hypnotizing their prey with sound, a smell, or even magical energy.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like something like a Final Fantasy beastie could do.
Perhaps the Troll whose essence lies in the treasure was one of those. But it's difficult to say which.
Maybe. This relic was supposed to be different than the others, though, like the first relic. Maybe it was just a magic that was imbued in the relic itself and not really tied to the Troll. Like it's the artifact that allowed the other ones to be captured in the first place.
Even so, we know Apyahi's plan and the threat we face. We can prepare for whatever she might throw at us.
We'll cut our advance Zorgor the Boundless. The bridge. It'll take everything we have to drive her back, but if we fight as one, neither her nor her beasts will take a single step into Tuliolol. Yeah, that's the lesson that this guy learned in the Taking Role Quest, you know, because he used to be the only single, like, fighter, like, guard, basically, in his village, and he used the power of the artifact to be able to stay awake 24/7. But he learned, you know, as part of his quest to rely on others, not only like on an individual level, but in terms of their village, like to reach out to the other villages nearby instead of trying to go it alone, and they might be able to help each other. I'll stay here for a while and keep an eye on things. If Apyahi makes a move, I'll contact you at once. Can you tell Ralmajun what we've learned? Interesting once again that we're relaying shit to like the, not to the Tuliolong government, not to the leader of the Landsguard, but to the owners of the restaurant. We're the real defense of Tuliolong. All right, back we go, back we go. All right, Ralmajun, we're back, reporting for duty here in the defense of Tuliolol.
She's bringing an army of beasts to our doors.
That's what we heard.
There's so little time to prepare. And if the treasure can bend ferocious beasts to its will, we must consider the possibility it can be used on people too.
Oh, fucking hell, I hope not.
I'll bring this information to the Landsguard at once.
If she had that power, she would have already used it, I think. I don't think she has that power.
That they may begin readying the city's defenses. I know neither you nor they will let a single citizen come to harm. This is it, Kelwin. With any luck, Apyahi and their cronies will soon be languishing in cells.
I think she'd rather die than go to prison. All right, bar the passage. Yeah, we're gonna bar their way, man. They're gonna have to get through us. Bright bustle or Kestern roll.
Ralmajun has a nervous look in her eyes. You said Tentoawa was keeping watch in Husatawi, right? I suppose no news is good news.
Hold on, we got news coming in.
Pyahi and her minions are preparing to depart. It's time, everyone. We make our stand before the gates of Tuliolol. We're going. Plan set in motion.
And here I was hoping that the Pyahi would turn herself in.
Never.
Oh, well, I suppose she'll just have to be brought in by force. She might have the treasure, but she doesn't have our allies. And she certainly doesn't have you.
She doesn't. Though she thinks she does.
Today we stop the Unbound, and tomorrow we'll welcome at dawn in Tuliolol, free of their shadow.
Yeah, man. Freedom for one isn't freedom for another. And we wish to be free of the shadow. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, we're going out there, never mind.
Pyahi intends to attack Tuliolol. Thanks to you, we can prepare for her assault. With not only her enforcers, but now an army of peace under her command, the fighting will be fierce. Thankfully, the Landsguard have pledged their help. Please, strike back together and drive the passage of the Unbound from our home.
Alright. Brookhaver, do you have anything to say? What was up? Nope, same line as usual.
Tacos.
Alright, we're beating out by the gates by Shalani.
Alright, squad.
Tintoa. I saw the Unbound leave Husatale. They should be here any moment. Stulja? I can fight. Sorry, I can't fight, but I have medicine at the ready. I'll help however I can. I think she's the only non-fighter in this lot.
If our guess about the treasure's power is correct, this will not be an easy fight.
My bowl am true, I promise.
With the power of glasses, anything is possible for her.
Alright, Lushkana.
Although the circumstances that brought us together were less than fortunate, I'm confident that in the end, we'll be stronger for them.
Hell yeah, by our might combined.
We won't allow the passage of the Unbound to wreak havoc on Tuliolol. Today, Pyahi and her ilk answer for their crimes.
Alright, your progress through the battle will be saved at certain points. In the event that you are defeated, you will be able to try again from the most recent of these. Please note that if you enter the battle associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. Alright, let's go. Dun, 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 dun. It's a Shaloni standoff.
They're here.
Surprise, I'm standing on the other side. This is a betrayal. We knew you'd be coming up Pyahi. You and your gang of thugs won't be going any further. Hi. So you've chosen to join the other sheep, have you? How disappointing. offered you so much more than the life of a lapdog.
My mission is to help the people, which is clearly not your mission. But we're freeing them by bringing them hardship. You don't give a shit about the people.
Zero shits.
Just your own idea of freedom. And how everybody should want it.
It's like you don't deserve freedom, or I never intended to fight by your side. Villains like you don't deserve freedom.
I mean, in the end, we're all free to make our own actions. There's just consequences to those actions.
I never intended to fight by your side. Of course you would say that. You are Eorzea's savior, after all.
Oh, she does know of us. So she did know we would betray her. I was wondering, so I was waiting for the shoe to drop, because I'm just like, we're kind of famous. Like, her minions, I could be like, yeah, okay, maybe they don't know of us, maybe we're good enough, but her, I felt like she was too easily fooled.
I knew it from the moment I saw you. And I suppose now you're asking yourself why I was so forthcoming with my plans.
Did you really expect to sway us?
I wanted you to see what we fight for, to realize the beauty of true freedom, and devote yourself to the pursuit of it as our ally.
She really thought she could sway us.
Alas.
Dude, I thought you could convince me that putting the people in harm's way is the right move? Nah, lads. If you want true freedom, then they're free to make their choice. Go off and live your own path, or whatever. You want to be unbound by rules, like, just don't step on other people's toes, man. Leave us to our business, and you do your own business, and, like, don't hurt anybody, and we're all Gucci, man. And if don't hurt anybody is a rule that you're just like, I don't want to follow that. That's a rule, and that's not my freedom or whatever. Then I'm sorry, but you're a piece of shit. And we have every right to be like, fuck off. And defend ourselves.
Ah, man, this lass's voice.
Your allies only follow you because the treasure has them in its thrall. I don't think that's how it works. No one would willingly follow such a reckless leader. Yeah, they would, dude. I don't think you understand how much dumbasses people were. Did you see all the dumbasses that we had to contend with? You were there. You saw that dumbass guy that we had to fight against. He was not being controlled in any way. He was just a dumbass, and so were these guys. Listen, you didn't have to listen to somebody like Asahi, like, basically, like, extol Xenos' virtues as, like, the next coming of Christ or whatever have you. As if Xenos would ever do anything good for Asahi. They just want power.
Interesting. You think I have the power to command others against their will?
I don't think so. If she did, she would have used it a long time ago. This lass is making her own inferences, man. Well, don't you?
Oh, you are far more foolish than I believed. I would never rob anyone of their freedom.
I would just try to persuade them into doing my bidding. I've persuaded all of these fucks. What the fuck? Spores? She's gone. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Not gone here.
She's got her beast arm. Why is it spores? Interesting. It's using spores? Is that why she has a mushroom? Look, beast approached from the Tuliol on the inside.
But how?
Did she teleport them?
We committed too heavily to this side. Now she strikes at our blind spot. We must open the gate.
Wait, how do we know it's not illusions?
The path to a new tomorrow lies before us. We need only be brave enough to walk it.
Leave this lot to us. You tend to the others. Okay. Oh, there, little mushroom minion. Following after us. Oh boy. Quick dark kui. Kui. Oh, we have to take care of the beast before going after Pyahi. And then let's go to over here, Kelwyn. Okay. Well, we're fighting them all. She got Ronique under the command, a whole bunch of Sabathenders. Interesting. They dissipate into spores. Are they illusions? She said, our victory depends on you. And yeah, they're dissipating into like spores. And then Tepeki the Contrite and Loshkana the Leo.
As I feared, my creatures cannot live up to the real thing. How about this?
Okay, so it was a recreation with spores? Uncanny, yeah, whatever. Okay, more of the things are dropping from the sky. Oh, I'm missing a single blow.
No, I think not.
Pyahi the Architect. Attacking from above, devious. Leave the skies to me. The rest of you focus on the big one. Alright. Kui is gonna take care of the skies. Okay, they're turning into spores. Impressive impressive Kui. You saved my hide. Ugh. So was the creature that she summoned showed to us, if she already knew that I was the hero, then that was a misdirect? It's not that she summoned the creature, it's that she made it?
A tenacious lot, aren't you? Well, I suppose I wouldn't want you to fall too quickly.
Can she just make any creature that she sees out of sport?
There are so many, but we will persevere.
Oh, okay.
I can smother them in flames. Lend me your protection.
Scheming, are we? I don't think I'll allow you to do as you please. Or don't think I'll allow you to do as you please.
All right, I'll take this one. Somebody else taking another one.
Boom. No, my poor, pitiful pets.
Becky says, "What an attack!"
So I can't rely on numbers alone. Keep them distracted, my darlings.
We'll be fine. You go after Apyahi.
Do I keep going forward? All right, forward. We're fighting on the bridge, dude. It's happening. Oh, hey, Bizmaker, LOL, welcome. What's happening? Who knows, man? Tula says, Tentoa needs your help. And Totoa says, Totoa the Wide Heart. Oh, he's called the Wide Heart now instead of the Wide Eye or whatever have you. Apyaki says,
something a little different this time. All the fruits of my travels from across the roll. Thanks for the help. Now to catch Apyahi. Don't think you won yet. It's over, Apyahi. You're strong to be sure, but so is this.
Uncanny Kualapene. Send your worst. I won't lose.
Don't hold back. My medicine will keep you upright.
Can we see anything off the bridge? Hold on, fellows.
Limits are just more rules to be broken.
I don't know, there's birds across the way, but it's mostly just clouds. Oh. Guys! Okay. Couldn't dodge past the thingy-mabib. Run out, get behind me and you'll be safe. Oh, we're still getting destroyed. Hold on.
You survived that? Thank you for keeping us safe. We've almost got her. Bah, even bugs squirm before they die. This time I'll finish things. You're just as stubborn as the mud stuck to my sandals. Yet, that alone is not enough to... What? Something's gone into them.
The creatures?
I admit I may have underestimated you lot.
Together we will triumph.
And while defeating you would be quite the feather in my cap, the gates of Tuliolo are a much easier target. Curse. She's making a run for it. Follow her, Kelwyn.
Alright, good luck then. Pursue Apyahi. We're on the bridge.
Anything that would obstruct the free world I aim to create will be destroyed. Must you insist on being a thorn in my side?
Yes. Must you insist on being a fucking shit stirrer? Piece of crap.
Very well. Then I shall plant the banner of evil upon the corpse of Eorzea's hero, and the meek shall flock to me. Make my fervent desire manifest. Grant me the power to seize undying freedom.
Interesting. Fervent desire manifest with spores? What's happening with all that? Okay, alright. The architect Apyahi. What's with your little mushroom friend? Okay. It's like but it's like mold. What's happening with that? What's happening with this? Mycotender. Okay. Very well then. Is this just weird to just be weird? The role quest finale? I mean, the role quests for Dawntrail have always been a bit zany. I'm not sure what's happening here, but I do like the fight along and defend the bridge thing. This is a long-ass bridge. You can see over on the other side there. There go. That's the Shalawani side. So we're kind of in the middle. We can't actually see the other side though. We can't see Tuliolo from here. So I mean, I assume we'd still have a long-ass way to go. Makes a little bit of a turn, it seems. Alright, let's fight.
Go forth, my prickly punisher, and curse those who would bind us.
Well, she's outside the arena now.
But what is this sudden dreadful feeling? Perhaps I haven't been sleeping well of late.
What? What does she mean, sudden dreadful feeling? Oh, we should have been knocked back there? Okay, oh, well, move aside. Rotting Roar. Okay, okay, I assume these are gonna explode. Yeah. Do I wait for the explosion to go off? What's gonna happen first? Oh wow, that would have been close. I guess I go first. Hold on, max Elise. Okay, alright, okay. And the waves.
Impressive. I expected no less of you, but this farce ends here.
Oh, joy, we're chained.
Now smash her to a pulp.
Oh, hold on, I get to free myself from chains? What? Oh, it's the squad!
So you find comfort and fellowship. At least this will save me the trouble of killing you one by one.
This thing will go down easy. Woo!
Oh wait, that is Centoa. It's getting even stronger. Quickly, Cohen!
We're at your back. Together we will repel this foul creature. Together we'll repel this foul creature.
Keep going, everyone.
I'm not a combatant, but I'm cheering from the back. Oh, we got the 2 shields. Dude, let's go, squad. Whoops, hold on. Wrong button.
What? How? How can you stand before the treasure's might? What are you? Such power. Power that would be welcome within the passage of the unbound.
Hello. Also another villain being like, what are you?
Don't falter, my spiky soldier.
By our powers combined.
Can you withstand this?
We decide our fate. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? No more running!
Oh. No, even my spiny savior has fallen.
Flesh Boiling Punishment Lake. That's the name of her spell. Blazing Blaze of Glory. That's the name of her spell. All right.
I'm not finished yet. I can replenish my ranks.
All right, we did it. Take that, villain. But explain to us the artifact. What's happening here? Yeah, the big chonker. Oh, an arrow. Hell yeah, quick. Let's go. And it shattered? What was it made of? Oh, interesting. The little mushroom minion was one of the fungus recreation. Whatever, the spores or shit? What is going on?
It seems I must admit defeat.
She had to toss herself off the bridge?
Yet know this, I do not believe the ideals for which I fought were misguided.
Listen, lass. You called yourself a villain. So you have to maybe believe what you're doing is a little bit wrong if you were gonna self-call yourself a villain. What I'm saying, lass, is you didn't like how your village was so strict with the rules or whatever that they were putting in place and they weren't allowing people to follow their hearts or whatever. Maybe that can change or whatever have you. But, like, temper yourself a little bit, man. That's all we're saying. Like, it doesn't, you went to kind of an extreme. Like, I don't like these rules and therefore all rules must burn to the ground is maybe going a bit far.
Think back upon the leaders who came before you. Those 5 self-serving souls who dared to live as they pleased.
Yeah, they were a bunch of pansy fuckwads that were hurting people actively.
One of them tried to poison a water supply. That one's who tried to poison the water supply. That guy was just like, everybody actually has evil in their hearts. I'm going to expose them by purposefully trying to play people against each other.
Each one of the perfect image. Each one the perfect image of liberty.
Really? I don't think so. In fact, I think they were all very much
shackled in their own way.
They were so far up their own asses, they couldn't see the truth of the world that they lived in, and how could they be free? One guy was convinced he was a hero. He was not a hero. He was a dumbass.
Yet ultimate perfection cannot be achieved without ultimate power.
Dude, tell yourself what you want, but those fucks were not the embodiment of absolute freedom, alright? They were just a bunch of chuckle fucks.
That is why we fought, why we became villains. To tear down the world's nations and their stifling rules, so that the voiceless many may speak again.
I don't think any one of those fucks cared about the voiceless many. I don't think you care about the voiceless many. In fact, and I'm pretty sure half of them didn't care about tearing down the stifling rules anyway. They just wanted to. They just had their own personal grudges that they wanted to stick it to. Like Ishgard Lass just didn't like that the Ishgard Knights. She was exiled because she fell asleep on duty or whatever the fuck. Because she was up gambling all night. And the other guy, the hero guy, the guy who thought himself a hero or whatever, he was basically creating scenarios in which he could be a hero by putting people in danger himself. And at the end, he was just like, and also I want to rule Razathan. I'm pretty sure that's not destroying the rules. Are they trying to redeem her? No, they're just trying to explain her thought process, and her thought process is baffling to me. Like, I get her point A. Her point A is very understandable. How she got from point A to point B is ludicrous. I'm just like, I don't quite understand how you got there. Her point A was that the Vieira village in which she grew up in had very strict rules. Like you were born into the rules, basically. Like you were either a hunter, a weaver, or whatever for the village, and you couldn't do anything outside your role even if you wanted to. And she didn't like that, and so she decided to hunt something instead. And when she came back with the biggest prey that anybody had ever taken down, that her village exiled her instead. Understandable that you didn't like that lass. I understand that. And then she went from that to tear down all society, which is a jump. Which is a bit of a jump. And then now she's just like, and yeah, these chuckle fucks that I recruited are the embodiment of freedom. And I'm just like, I'm pretty sure that's not the case. I'm pretty sure none of those guys were actually free in any capacity. They were just self-serving chuckle fucks. And like I said, half of them didn't even want to tear down society. They just wanted to put themselves at the top of society, like the the Thavnir guy, and also the Girbanyan guy, who wanted to take over Alamigo, basically. And he was just like, oh, for the voice of the downtrodden. But he was the one being a fucking shit business to all of the common people anyway. He just wanted to be at the top. And then, like I said, the other lass in the Ishgard just had a grudge against the Temple Knights. The ninja dude in Doma, all he was just like, I spent so long in the Garlean Empire being a spy and pitting people against each other, and I know the truth in people's hearts and that they always want to pit against each other, so I'm going to make that a self-fulfilling prophecy and try to trick people into betraying each other. And then I'll laugh when they betray each other because I tricked them into doing that. And say that's the true nature of people. And then the other lash was just like, I just like causing mischief and pulling pranks, and I want to poison an entire water supply. I was pretty sure there was no Terran society down on that. Anyway, though. What made you feel this way?
Kelwyn has told you already, surely. Yet the exile that emboldened my hatred of meaningless restrictions also led to my awakening. I couldn't have known true freedom without it.
Okay. Then just like go make your own village and leave the rest of us alone. Or go back to your village and try to give them new ideas. I'm sure there are other people that were maybe unhappy in your other village, and you can help them find a better way forward.
And as I traveled the world, I noticed the same thing everywhere I went. That the many were bound by the few.
Certainly, that's the case in many a place. Ulda fucked up. Ulda fucked up. They have their council of the richest fuckwits and then the Sultana, bless her. But you know, like, you know, that's true. You might be like Gordania, but like Gordania is in a concord with the elementals and other things like that. It's not like they're under the rule of each other. It's a concord. It's living in harmony. Harmony. Try it. Try it out sometime. To live together, we gotta, you know, like, account for each other, you know? You can't just be like, I account for only myself, because then you don't live together with anybody. This sounds like you don't like roommates. Go live by yourself then, lass.
In Gordania, citizens are discouraged from joining hands with their neighbors.
Are they? Yeah, there are some there's a lot of there's some racist fuckwits in Gordania. We haven't really gotten any resolved to that. When's the last time you've been to Gordania, lass?
In Ulda, merchants craft laws to exert their controls over others.
That's true. Ulda, very ship place. But the Sultan is trying to make it better.
Even in Limsa Laminza, once lawless pirates are made to bow to the state.
Yeah, because they realized, like, Merlwyb realized that piracy was not a sustainable practice if they wanted to make good relations with the neighboring nations. And so now a lot of those pirate forces are turning to trade and looking towards a brighter future. Because the piracy that they initially used to survive isn't good for everybody.
Need I say more? The Kelish's guardians were tricked into sacrificing themselves when their church fanned the flames of war.
I mean... Yeah, the Ishgardian church was also very shit. A few knew the truth of the Dragon Song War, but most people were just being used for fodder. But I mean, you're doing the same thing, bitch. Using people as fodder.
The people of the East, whose entire lives are determined by outdated customs and mores.
But they're changing. But all these places are changing, lass. Your village could change too.
I had to go west to find what I sought. Here in Tyrol. I lived a life unbound. Or so I thought. After a terrible tragedy, I was forced to find a new home once again.
Care to elaborate? Terrible tragedy.
Terrible. What happened?
All right. Keep monologuing, lass. We're listening.
I can scarcely say it. I was asked to pay for my lodgings.
Oh no. That was the terrible tragedy. I was asked to pay for my residence. Pay? You mean you hadn't been paying all along? Lass, just buy a tent and go live at the countryside. No, then I'd have to pay for a tent. Then make a tent. Listen, lass, if you don't want the comforts of society, you can live without the comforts of society, but don't fucking waltz into society and be like, I hate rules, and then still demand that you get all the comforts of society. I thought we were going somewhere with this, lass. I'm sorry.
Why should I have to trade coin for a roof over my head? In my village, charging for something so essential was unthinkable. So long as one followed the rules, that is.
Okay. I mean, yeah, free housing for all, lass. I'm with you. Basic amenities for all, yeah. Why not?
For the first time since my exile, I questioned my path. And I convinced myself that taking care of my drunken sisters night after night wasn't so bad after all.
Drunken sisters. Drunk?
Where did you live again? No, that doesn't matter. Surely if you can accept trading labor for housing, you can understand the reason behind trading coin for it.
No, money is just another rule that's used to control us. A rule I won't accept.
All right, lass, go live in the forest. It's called trading goods for services, but all right.
I was forced to live on the streets. In my tent, I plotted. The rebellion would start with me and end with the authority of every nation in tatters.
So turn the gym back down a little bit. All right, okay. How dare I be forced to pay money?
Yet one day, after long hours of sowing discontent, I returned to find my tent gone. In its place stood a sign that read, "No vagrancy."
I'll ask how you have a dick move if somebody is homeless, you know. Dick move. Where were ya? Was this in Thrall? They took your tent?
The last thing you owned was gone in an instant. That can't have been easy. I can understand your perspective, Apiahi, but a world where everyone did what they pleased would soon fall to chaos. Laws are the only things which keep us from that.
Yeah, because you can't expect everybody to... It would be great if you could just expect everybody to act with decency, but a lot of fuckers don't. A lot of fuckers are willing to cut any corners even if it means hurting others. And so laws are placed to make sure that they don't fucking do that. People would toss people into the fires of hell for a corn chip. If it meant they saved 2 cents or whatever the fuck. People dump toxic shit in fucking lakes or whatever have you, and use toxic shit and whatnot because it'll save them fucking money, and they don't give a fuck. So that's why we need laws in place to stop that bullshit from happening. Because people will do that.
And I know firsthand what it's like to be bound by old rules. Rules whose purposes are sometimes baffling.
Yeah, this guy knows it. He has followed the traditions of being like basically the only guardian of his village, but now he's trying to find a new way forward. In fact, most of these guys are trying to find a new way forward in their villages from how things were before.
But you don't have to follow them blindly. If you are dissatisfied, you can work to change them. What you speak of, Apiahi, is not freedom. It is self-indulgence.
Tell it like it is, Tentowawa! Tell it like it is! I want to be able to do whatever I want, whatever.
So you're saying, if I change the law, I can do whatever I please?
I'm going to rule the thing then. You're right, I should just change all the rules to suit me.
Bitch, you never cared about the voiceless masses. Come off of your high horse, dude.
Come off of your, to give voice to the voiceless. Bullshit, to give voice to me. To give voice to me and my desires and what I want. Guys, she's too far gone. Just like the rest of the other fucks. Her ass is, her is so far up her ass, I don't think it's retrievable.
Not a word got through to her. Talking anymore would be just a waste of breath.
I concur. We made our case. Maybe she'll think about it and change her mind. Wait, hold on. What was that he said before? Okay. It's time to put her in chains. Did you say anything before that? I felt like there was another line. There's the Landsguard. The Landsguard's here. Get him, Landsguard. All right. This is all you're doing, isn't it? It's time you join the rest of your minions. This is the police. Holler off, boys.
I won't resist, but this isn't over. Those who share my vision will hear of this injustice, and they will carry on my legacy.
Oh no, guys, we're gonna have to face more Saturday cartoon villains, dude. She did have. Hopefully, we can tell Ulda about the little batch of followers that she has in their vicinity.
Oh boy.
At least they won't have powerful sacred relics. What was going on with that relic? She was creating shit out of spores? Okay, alright.
The passage of the unbound shall remain open forevermore.
But what if it doesn't? Ah, boy, guys. This is the kind of shit that eventually led to war on that one world. Remember, there was like the free citizens, and then there was like the resistance or whatever have you, and one was just like we put rules on everything, and the other was just like we want freedoms and whatever the fuck is. And then they destroyed each other. Anyway, squad, what's up?
Freedom that harms others is no freedom at all.
That's right. Tell it like it is, Tentowawa.
Living in a society has its challenges, but it allows us to support each other as a group.
Yeah. Like I said, it's like having a roommate. You know, it's got it, or existing with anybody. You know, you gotta make sure you don't step on each other's toes. You gotta follow some rules set in place. And you gotta make sure that fucks don't run rampant, fucking everybody over. Tefeke? Judging by how her force was mostly composed of wild beasts, I take it the Pyahi couldn't send many of her henchmen to Tural. Perhaps Virazan's resources have finally run dry. Yeah, see, Tebeke was there. I told Virazan was funding the place. So I don't know about the funding that they were getting from Ul'dah. Maybe it was that one Lalafell that was part of it with the healer lass. Maybe he had funds that he was sharing as well. All right. Kyuki. Finally, the Unbound are in chains. Do you think Itoka would be proud of us? Of me? I'm sure she would, man. That was a nice shot. That was a nice shot, lass, on the artifact. Well done. You defend your fellows well. She would be proud. I never knew her, but I'm sure she would be. I knew anyone who admired Elred would have twisted morals. But even so, I'm shocked by the depths of a Pyahi's depravity. Yeah. Elred was just in it for the shits and giggles. And her shits and giggles ascended to actually hurting people. She's gonna poison a water supply. Alright, Satulja.
Your bravery was inspiring everyone.
Thanks to Chulja, our one-person cheer squad. Once again, the only non-combatant here.
A Pyahi is in custody of the Landsguard, and her treasure is destroyed. Without their leader and secret weapon, the Unbound may well and truly be finished.
And we just gotta flush out the dredges of these chuckle fucks.
We should return to Shabeliev Tie and let Raal Majun know about our victory here.
All right. Also, Biz, you said before, how is your cough? Still fighting, still have a bit of a cough here, but at least I've been able to get through the voice acting here pretty all right, so we should be good to go for the variety day for the Ace Attorney Chronicles this week. So we should be good to go for that. So still haven't quite shaken off the cough yet. I still have to mute the cough every once in a while, but otherwise, you know, we're getting through the voice acting pretty all right. And then you also said the story makes you want to cancel your subscription. Yeah, it's not. It's very Saturday cartoon villains kind of vibes to it. Like, I felt like we were almost going somewhere with it. I feel like we still need a little bit more answers. Like, what's the artifact? What was in the artifact? How did they exactly create the artifacts? Like you said, and then we made the artifact. I care to elaborate? care to elaborate, guy? Like, and then, like, where exactly did she hail from, this village? It was obviously a Vieira village, she said. You know, like, what was going on with all that? But, you know, yeah. And you also said, are we entered into another branch of alternative reality? Why does Warframe have quality of the story that can rival Endwalker and FFS this clown fiesta? Like I said, I don't entirely dislike like I said, I like the characters that are in this. I like that we're getting a little bit more of some of the groups of people that are outside of the places that we visited. And I think that the artifacts with the Troll in them are interesting. I just think the villains are bad. The villains are just a bunch of chuckle fucks. And I guess it's just supposed to be like low stakes villainy. You know, they didn't want anything, but you could still have like a well-written villain with it being low stakes. Like these guys could have still been chuckle fucks, but maybe like slightly more understandable chuckle fucks. I don't know. Anyway, let's make our way back then. And then let me take a sip of water as we're making our way back to Chevalier Thier to report that we did it. Toral Majun. All right. We're back, class. I heard all about your battle with the passage of the Unbound. I leave it to you all not to only capture their leader, but to do so without anyone in Tuliol coming to harm. Don't worry, we stopped them all on the bridge. By the way, mages from the Wing of Protection inspected the remains of the beasts you fought. Their discoveries were surprising, to say the least. Oh, there were remains? I thought they all dissipated into spores. Okay, hold on. We're finally getting what the fuck was going on with her artifact. Here we go. They weren't actually individual organisms, you see, but a collection of minute fungi that had taken the form of familiar creatures. Okay, so they were all made of fungus? Okay, alright. Crazy. The mages concluded that the Troll sealed within the treasure was likely once a fungi itself. Interesting. Like a mushroom-like creature? Like an actual just mushroom? Or like, okay. So it wasn't unique in that it was the first artifact. It also had... Okay. It also had Troll sealed in it. Some kind of Troll. This explains the sightings of a Pyahi traveling with beasts of all sorts at her beck and call. She built her army by finding the fiercest creatures she could and recreating them with the power of the treasure. Okay. So we were being deceived when she summoned the sandworm. It was just her recreating the sandworm and not actually controlling it. Because she already knew who we were. We had been lured out there. But you stood against that army without a shade of fear in your eyes. As a token of gratitude, you're welcome to tacos on the house whenever you're in town. Hell yeah, tacos on the house. Speaking of which, I hear Tentoawa and the others will soon be returning to their respective villages. Goodbyes are always bittersweet, but I'm sure they'd love to speak with you one last time. Hell yeah, let's talk to the squad. We're building relations across Toral. These guys have fought alongside each other now. Brothers and sisters in arms. Ramajin says, well, this is my favorite customer. Thanks to you, the world is free from the passage of the Unbound's villainy. If there's anything I can do for you, you need only say the word. How are things? Tuliol is safe, and we have you and our dear allies to thank for it. You're welcome to all the tacos your stomach can hold. Free tacos. Tell me about the sacred... Is this going to be the same line? Yeah, I think this is the stuff we know.
If Apyahi is to be believed, the treasures were created by Yokui calling himself the Wise One. And now that Turdus has been destroyed, we need no longer fear that they will be misused.
Alright, okay.
Lensgard told me why Apyahi founded her villainous organization. And what a story it is. A trivial, ridiculous story.
They said it. They said it, not me.
Thankfully, without the treasure to rely upon,
Like, there was an inkling of maybe an interesting villain going on there. And then it was just like, nah, I'm just a self-serving fuck too.
the passage of the Unbound has... Thankfully, without the treasure to rely upon, the passage of the Unbound has no teeth. Note that the authorities of nations across the star will root out the remaining members, though I expect the organization will fade into obscurity soon enough regardless.
All right. Let's see if Brukevu has anything else to say here. Good work on bringing Apyahi to justice. Any food and drink you want is on the house. Hell yeah. See, Apyahi, we perform good deeds. We can get stuff for free. But it's the trade of deeds. All right, roll quest squad.
Every time I come to Shabaliavtier, I'm amazed by all the different kinds of people gathered around its tables. I wish there was a place like this in my village.
Queeky. I know Satulja is from a village of Mamulja, far to the south in Yogg-Thro. Very Queeky. I want to spend some time on Tuliol's markets before I return home. I've been thinking a spare pair of spectacles might be a prudent purchase. Good move. Tebeke?
It seems my parents fell in love with the tacos here while they awaited my return from Thavnir. I'm sure they'd be happy if I brought some home with me.
Hell yeah, to go bag. Washkana?
This short time together with you has reminded me of Wilsum and Zerig.
Oh. Yeah, I think those were a couple of adventures that we met along the Healer Road quest.
I wonder how they fare. Perhaps I'll write them a letter and find out.
Hell yeah. And then Tentowawa, who I feel like has sort of like become the leader of the squad. He was the one that was like, get her.
I neglected to mention this earlier, but I was able to convince everyone back home to stop relying on the cradle. My sleepless days are over, but I've been busier than ever.
Okay, so he did manage to convince them to not rely on just him as a defender and to stop, like, basically the way that the artifact worked is that it would basically steal ether from somebody, so it would make them basically like sleep, and that's how they were put to sleep, is by stealing the ether. So by stealing one person's ether, one person would stay awake, but the other person would be like near constantly asleep. And so that was how they would like basically have one defender that was awake 24/7. But I guess he convinced them to stop doing that and maybe reach out to other villages in their area to form better defenses together and to survive in the cold. Because apparently it's been a cold snap up in the north of Shaktral that's been causing problems. We don't know much more about it.
I've looked at Ishgard's Knights for inspiration on how to build solidarity among the villagers. We train together and take turns on watch, among other things.
Okay, so he's talking about within the village, not between villages?
There's a Nekwi,
Who is the if he was the wide eye, she was the shut eye. And
there's a Nekwi no longer needs to spend her days abed, and sometimes joins us in our drills. I meant this new life wouldn't be the same without her.
they're in love, Your Honor.
They're in love.
A new life for which we both owe you thanks, Cowan. We'll keep striving to follow the example you set for us.
Hell yeah, lad. Oh, we're going through the one by one.
During my time in Ishgard, I realized that cuisines of the world are as varied as people. No doubt the prospect of discovering new delicacies adds excitement to your travels.
Sometimes, yes, lad, but sometimes the things are crazy.
The things the Warrior of Light has had to eat. Alright, Lishkana. My people have accepted the fact that we cannot always rely upon the heart sting. And even now, that's the name of their artifact, and even now trained to build on natural resistance to various toxins. Yeah, at the end of the healer role quest, they learned from that one, the Dunesfolk Lalafell apparently consume minute amounts of poison to build up a tolerance to it. Because, you know, shit's crazy in Ul'Dan. People are trying to poison each other all the time. But these guys live in an area, a part of the jungle that apparently has lots of poisonous creatures. So now instead of relying solely on a heart sting, they're trying to build up the immunity to toxins so they don't have to rely so heavily on the artifact because the artifact can also cleanse poison from things. It took some time to figure out the right amount. Hold on, wrong voice. It took some time to figure out the right amount to use, and I admit there were some close calls, but luckily the heart sting was at their disposal. Yeah, luckily you guys had the backup. Yet I believe that our strength lies in our ability to conquer hardship. I hope one day we can trust in our own abilities. Hell yeah. Don't rely too strongly on an outside source of power. That being said, it's been some time since I had a meal that wasn't laced with poison. I had forgotten how delicious food can be. Okay, maybe you guys are trying to force it too much. Maybe don't go for it all at once. This short time together with you has reminded... I would say no, it's the same line from before. Okay. Tebeke? Oh wait, no. That's not. I thought we were going in counterclockwise order. Nope, over to Kui. They're really glad to hear how key the Dreamweave cocoon was to our success. And though it seems up here he recognized you from the moment you met, it didn't make a difference, did it? It just reaffirms for me that you have more than you earned your renown as a hero. Well, it was a bit of a gambit sending me to go undercover because we are pretty renowned as a hero. I still aspire to become a hunter worthy of Atoka's legacy. I know it'll take a lot of time and a lot of hard work. For now, I'll focus on keeping my village safe, but I won't stop there. Keep your ears to the ground, Kelvin, for someday you might hear tales of Quiki, a hunter true. I shall keep my ear out for the tales, my friend. Alright, Satulja. Good to say goodbye to everybody. Everyone was so brave. My heart always starts pounding when the fighting begins. But I didn't need to worry. Since I'm here in Tuliolo, I'll visit the market before I return to my village. Oh, I almost forgot. Kukulja sent me a letter. Oh, I remember. Kukulja was basically a Mamulja mercenary who was under the employ of the evil guy, and he was actually kind of being extorted by the evil guy. And so, you know, but based on, because he didn't know a lot about Eorzea, the guy was telling him lies about Eorzea and like how much like ship fare costs, for example. Like Kukulja wanted to go back home, but he was convinced that by serving this guy he would get enough money for it. But the guy lied to him about how much a boat fee would cost. It was an insane amount. So yeah. He said the authorities have taken his circumstances into account and decided to be merciful. He'll be released soon, and just as promised, my village will be the first place he visits. Hell yeah, because I think he decided to submit himself to the authorities because he did bad deeds or whatever, so he's just like, I'm gonna do my time, is basically what he was doing. Everyone looks forward to greeting him with open arms. If Kukulja agrees to be our protector, then we can come to Tuliolo more often. Hell yeah. Alright, and then last Tepeke. To
think the origin of the treasures lies with the Okui. Even with such dominating strength as they possessed, they sought still more when their survival was at stake.
Yep. I mean, nobody's all that powerful.
My people were afraid of the Apex, that's the name of their artifact, and so sealed it away within our treasure. But over time, the treasure became as feared as the beast within it.
Okay, the Apex was the name of the beast. It was an owl that was sealed in it.
Thus, we never considered using it as a tool to aid us.
To be fair, it's kind of a double-edged sword of a power, which is like in combat, or if you're afraid of something, it'll summon rocks from above to drop down on your enemies. But it doesn't discern between enemy and allies, so it'll just drop down rocks and could hurt others, so.
I've been training hard and hope that someday I can help my people view the treasure from a new perspective. It might take a while, but we'll get there. I'm already stronger than last time we met, right?
Okay. They're gonna try to use it in some capacity.
You don't have to answer, but trust me when I tell you, we won't take the easy road like Virazan. Every bit of progress will earn through hard work.
Yeah, Virazan was just like, I don't want to work to be stronger. I just want to be strong right now. So that everybody will love and adore me, and I'll be famous.
Oh boy, that fucker.
On that note, as much as I'd like to stay, I suppose we all have homes waiting for us. Let's say our farewells to Brukavu and Ral Majun.
All right, squad. Let's go back over this way.
I'm glad you got to catch up with everyone. Shall we bring this party to a close then? Parting is such sweet sorrow. Be well, everyone. I'll bring no Senekui next time. I wanted to meet the people who helped us.
Hell yeah, man.
Stop by my village if you're ever in the region. I'll treat you to a freshly hunted boar.
I think that was one of her first kill that she made.
Everyone get home safely. We'll meet again soon.
I hope I was able to pay back the debt I owe you, if only a little. If you ever need help again, you know how to reach me.
Hell yeah, dude. Like Zero said when we traveled with her to all these different places, she's just like, is there anywhere is there anywhere where you don't have friends? And the list of places where you have friends is expanding, because we help each other along the way. All right, good job, squad. There they go.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Wait, who are these fucks? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Another set of eccentric fucks?
It was a long and trying road, but the treasures are finally back in their rightful places.
And the passage of the Unbound, with no one to lead their meager numbers, will fade into obscurity. I'm sure we'll hear no more of them again.
Here's to a peace in Tuliolo.
Who are these fucks? Unbound Rogadin. Oh no. But push rules. Basic social considerations. Who needs them? Those pathetic bastards don't even see the yokes around their necks. Basic social considerations? Boo. Oh no.
Did you see how nobly a Pyahi fought? As long as I can remember that sight, I'll never turn away from the path she showed us. Did I hear a word she said? No. She was on a bridge. I actually didn't see her fight at all. I heard that she fought, though.
What the fuck, this guy, man? He couldn't have seen her fight. He wasn't on the bridge.
It's up to us now to continue what she started. We don't need those artifacts to bring down nations. We'll find a whole new kind of weapon.
Unbound Makote.
The passage of the Unbound shall remain ever open, and we'll be there to guide others upon it.
And we'll be there to stop you, chucklefucks. Oh boy.
Not like this.
Morale's about to kick your asses.
There's more of you? Criminals, over here!
Don't worry, Lance, our contingent's here to tackle him the ground.
By the gods, run! We can't be caught here! Get them, Landsguard!
Oh boy.
Turns out there'll be chuckle fucks wherever we go. For every good egg, for every handful of good eggs like our squad, there's also chuckle fucks like Asahi and Valens. And these fucks apparently. Bright Bustle Orchestrion. What is this? Hold on, let me bring this up on Bright Bustle. It's apparently this music? Oh. It's this music we were just listening to. It's the shenanigans music of Dawntrail. Of course that's what we get. Of course, of course. Alright, a passage rebound. Well, well, well. I know you've been hard at work helping to solve Terrell's problems, and we're grateful for it. You're welcome to relax here anytime you want. Nope. Alright, that's it. That's it. There we go. So that was the conclusion for the Dawntrail Role Quests. We got a little bit about Apyahi, and we got to take her down as a leader, but turns out there still could be some chuckle fucks out there that might be still trying to follow her word of being shitsters. Of being shitsters, basically, and putting innocents in danger for their self-serving whims. Ah, boy, but at least they don't have the power of the artifacts now. We do know, if what Apyahi was saying was true, there is only those 5 artifacts that were made. So there's not more secreted away unless some other person made them or something. But, yeah. Like I said, somewhat interesting lore. I like that we got a little bit more about some of the different clans throughout in some of the places we haven't been yet in Thrall. I think that the artifacts are interesting. I want to know more about exactly how they're made.
what was this wise one guy? Who the fuck was he? What did he use? I'd like to know more about that, but and like I said, like the villains is the only thing where it's just like, all right, the Saturday cartoon villains are okay. But there are some interesting points to the role quest too, so. And a lot of sometimes we got to see some we got to go to some places we've been to before. It wasn't as much as meet with the leadership and some of the other places like the Endwalker role quests were. I mean, there was the cameo of Magni in the one that was around Doma and the steps. That was a fun one. But you know, they had their moments. They definitely had their moments. But yeah, that's as much as we're gonna get out of these role quests. And there won't be any more role quests until the next expansion, whatever that will be. Whatever that will be. We'll see where they decide to go with the role quests in the future.